Hello and welcome to Steinsgate episode 39. Where we last left off, we teamed up with Kiryu Moko in order to figure out the identity of FB and finally maybe secure our hands on the IBN 5100. But to our surprise, there was an unknown conspirator, however you pronounce it, and that was none other than Mr. Braun himself. So now we're going to be confronting him and seeing what happens. So if you like videos like this and want to see more, please like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does help out the channel. Let me know what you want to see next, and without further ado, let's jump back into it. Time to confront our landlord himself. I decide to confront Tennoji directly. I have Kiryu stand guard outside the house while Mocha and I go inside. Now that we're planning to break in, we ring the doorbell like honest citizens. Tennoji soon opens the door and invites us into the living room. The divergence meter is sitting in its usual spot. I glance at the numbers. 0.5. There's still a long way to go before I reach 1%. How much more of this can I take? Oops. It's just after dawn, much too early for guests, but Tennoji welcomes us with a smile. He even starts preparing some instant coffee.
ずいぶん早起きなんですね、ミスター・ブラウン。
まあな、前の学校の時間に合わせてるから、基本的に早起きなんだよ。
Unless that isn't your little girl.
今夏休み中だが、もう習慣になっちまってる。
お嬢さんはまだ寝ているんですか？
うっせえ。前のこと聞き出してどうするつもりだ。寝込みを押そうとしたらマジで殺す。
You know what? He might actually do it now.
しませんよ。
I'm more interested in his wife. There's still no sign of her. Is she asleep too, or could she be hiding somewhere? I like to do a thorough search of the house, but of course that's impossible. And then there's what he said just now about seeing Nay off to school. That sounded like something a single father would say. I suspected that FB was Tennoji's wife, but that may have been a mistake. Maybe Tennoji is just another courier after all. Maybe he doesn't even know about FB. There's the possibility that FB might not even be in Akiba. I need answers. But how do I get them? Mocha is just staring at the floor. I can't count on her for any bright ideas. And whether or not Tennoji's wife is SB, I don't think this man will fall for any tricks. I decide to go for the direct approach.
数時間前、この家の前に6人の男が集まり、とあるものを持ってフランスに渡った。そのことについて当然ご存知ですね。
This time Tennoji doesn't give me his usual macho attitude, he just smiles softly.
それが
IBN5100。あなたは知っているはずだ。
幻のレトロ PC だろ。
He's like, well, now I gotta kill you. This is too easy, he's never this cooperative.
あなたは何者だ？運び屋か、それともラウンダーか。
Oh no. Instead of answering my question, Tennoji looks straight at Mocha.
おめえは裏切ったのか？ M4。
Oh. Mocha jerks upright. M4 is Mocha's code name, something only FB should know.
もしかして FB。
Tennoji laughs once, a dry sound.
フェルディナント・ブラウンって知ってるか？
Oh no. Mocha and I look at each other, confused by the sudden change of topic.
おいおい、ブラウン管を発明したノーベル物理学賞の偉人だぞ。
Of course. Tennoji has a thing for brawn tubes, I know that. But what does that have to do with anything?
フェルディナント・ブラウン。
FB.
文字は？
FB。
Oh.
そうい
I mean, kind of surprised, but not surprised at the same time.
うことだ。
Tennoji casually produces a handgun. The motion is so smooth and natural that I don't even recognize it as a gun at first. Its heavy form gives off a chilling black luster. The muzzle is pointed at Mocha. Mocha and I are unarmed. We didn't plan for this. How could we have? We thought FB was Tennoji's wife, not the man himself.
一つ。
Ferdinand Braun.
あなたの奥さんは
苗を産んだ時に死んだ。それが
I curse silently. No wonder I've never seen her. She's been dead for years. Tanoji is FB.
そんな。いやよ。
俺への依存の次は現実逃避か？
Keeping his gun trained on Mocha, the man I knew as Mr. Braun laughed scornfully. We're at an overwhelming disadvantage. I was a fool to believe the direct approach would work. Now my recklessness is going to get both of us killed. No, not both of us. I don't die here. I'm here because I time-leapt on the 16th. The fact has been decided by the will of the world itself. So if the attractor field model is right, I can't possibly die now on the morning of the 15th. My survival is guaranteed by the same force that keeps killing Mayuri. However, goodbye, Mocha. Mocha has no such protection. She dies today, it doesn't matter how. She could easily die now, right before my eyes. What am I going to do about it? Nothing. It doesn't matter. My goal is to obtain FB's cell phone and send a D-mail to Mocha in the past. That is the reason I am here. In any case, I mustn't let his handgun scare me. There's no turning back now. All I can do is stay on the offensive.
あなたがラウンダーの一員だったとはな。
He might be the rounder.
セルンの犬だったとはな。
犬か。間違っちゃいねえな。
Tanoji's like a different person today. He's composed. He doesn't get angry even when I provoke him. You wouldn't expect a man with a gun to be so calm. Is this who he really is? Was the gruff but good-natured storekeeper just an act?
撃てば銃声で娘が目を覚ます。
だからなんだ？
娘にそんな汚れ仕事をしている姿を見られたいのか？
俺の娘は見た目で判断するような器の小さい女じゃねえんだよ。
I grind my teeth.
よりによってあなたがラウンダーとは橋田さん。
Always in the background.
あなたにそんなことをさせるために世話をしてやったんじゃない。
Tanoji's smile stiffens for a second, but then he slaps his knee and laughs.
なんだよおめえ。すずさんのこと知ってんのか？だったらもっと早く言ってくれよ。
Tanoji and I haven't spoken about Suzuha on this world line.
だがな、ずいぶん分かったようなこと言うじゃねえか。すずさんは10年も前に死んだんだ。その当時、岡部は8歳かそこらだろ。なのにすずさんのことが分かるってのか。
Well, you would know, Mr. Braun, time travel.
わかるさ。
I glare at Tanoji. The anger and frustration are overwhelming.
俺の主観時間では彼女はほんの数週間前までこの時代にいた。
未来を変えるのは君たちにかかってる。私は荷物をこの秋葉原に絶対持ってくるから。そして君たちに責任を持って託すから。お願い、未来を変えてほしい。
Still crazy that Staru's daughter. I still remember her words vividly. Though it feels like it's been forever since she spoke them, in objective time, it was just a few days ago.
あなたのすぐ近くにいたんだよ。彼女は橋田鈴、いや天音鈴葉はセルンと戦うためにこの時代にやってきたタイムトラベラーだ。
Well, we're kind of doubling down on this.
日本。
気づかなかったのか FB。 あなたの恩人は2036年からやってきたんだよ。我がラボの一員ダルの娘だ。鈴葉はセルンを恨んでいた。なのにその鈴葉に世話になったあなたはセルンの犬か。これでは鈴葉が浮かばれないぞ。
でたらめ言ってんじゃねえよ。
Gotta have resolve, I guess. Tanoji thrusts his gun at me. I barely managed to keep from flinching.
どうしてこんなことになった。
うるせえな。いろいろあるんだよ。
Complicated. Is that supposed to be an excuse?
本当に FB。
Mocha looks completely lost. Tenoji sighs and lowers his gun.
ああ、そうだ。
メールは
全部俺が書いた。なぜ女言葉かって？カムフラージュだよ。正体を隠すためのな。ネットでもネカマなんて腐るほどいるだろ。マジな話、大変だったんだぜ M4。メール送りすぎだタコ。おめえのくだらねえ相談に全列してやったんだ。感謝しろ。
そんな FB は私のお母さんみたいな存在で、私は FB のためなら何だって。
そう仕向けたんだよ。おめえみたいなメンヘルは簡単に依存してくれるから操りやすい。
Like your daughter. I approach Tenoji but freeze once he points the gun at me again.
なぜ連絡くれなかったの？
連絡？ああ。IBN5100 を手に入れた時点で、おめえはもう用済みだからだ。
用済み。
That was obvious. I've been telling her this whole time that FB abandoned her. I guess it wasn't real to her until she heard it from FB's own mouth.
ダイレクトメールでメンバーを募集するのは、機密性の保持の観点からするとザルだけどな。それがラウンダーのやり方だ。そして IBN5100 を見つけたメンバーは任務達成となり口封じされる。例外なく全員だ。
What is he saying?
そうすることでセルンと委員会は機密を保持しつつ安い金で俺たちみてえなはみ出し者を利用してるわけだ。あいつらにしてみればラウンダーは全員駒さ。悲しいことにな。
Without dropping his smile, Tenoji takes his gun.
任務達成はすなわち処分確定。扱いとしては犬つより家畜だな。
Well, that's too bad. And presses it against the side of his head.
逆らえば家族が危険にさらされるんだ。大事な娘に手出しさせられねえだろ。
おい、よせ。
すずさんには悪いと思ってるよ。
Wow. Oh, this is depressing.
ほんと。なんでこんなことになったんだろうな。
I guess in the end he did the right thing. He pulls the trigger. Brains splatter against the wall. Tenoji's massive body drops to the floor and sprawls out motionless. A dark red stain begins to spread over the tatami mats. He's dead. Tenoji is dead. I vomit on the spot. It's over. I still don't understand what happened. Would he have killed himself even if we hadn't confronted him? Was his death also decided by the will of the world? Tenoji had completed his mission. Maybe he chose to eliminate himself rather than face certain assassins.
バカだ。あなたは。
I bite down hard on my lip. I pound my fist against the floor.
娘を残して。何勝手に死んでるんだよ。
He meant to protect her with his sacrifice, but what is Nate supposed to do now?
しかも、なんで笑いながら死ねるんだよ。
How could you die with a smile? All rounders are expendable, he said. Does that mean FB was just another pawn? Is this how CERN operates? That's insanity. This can't be real. Nay, is she still asleep in the next room, blissfully unaware of her father's suicide? She was never here. How do I explain this to her? Should I run? Again, strictly speaking, my purpose is to obtain FB's phone. Once I send the D-mail and change the world line, all this will be undone. I can run like a coward and no one will know. I'll know. I timidly slide open the door to Nay's bedroom. It looks like you'd expect. There's a red backpack hanging next to the desk and there's a futon laid out on the floor. But Nay isn't there. The window is open, the lace curtains are waving as if to invite the fresh morning breeze inside. Kiryu must have hopped her out.
いない
Where did she go? No, don't tell me CERN kidnapped her. I don't even know if she was here when we arrived. None of this makes sense. This isn't the world I know.
携帯を探そう
I need Tenoji's phone. I'm relieved Nay isn't here. I don't have to tell her about her father's death. I find Tenoji's phone in his pants pocket. I was ready to kill him for it if I had to. I never thought he would kill himself. And now I'm looting his dead body like a hyena scavenging for scraps of meat. I feel like I'm gonna throw up again just from sheer disgust with myself. I leave as soon as I have the phone, dragging the catatonic Mocha with me. We regroup with Kiryu, who was worried sick waiting outside, and hail a taxi. I guess she didn't save her. I wish we hadn't spent so much time parked near Tenoji's house. Once the body is found, the police might trace the rental car back to us. Maybe we should have reported it first, but I'd rather not have to answer any questions. Besides, soon none of this will happen. Wow.
そう。店長が。
First, we take Mocha back to her apartment. There I explain to Kiryu what happened. Mocha didn't say a word on the way back. Now she's sitting on the floor by the entrance, staring off into space. It must have been quite a shock to hear Tenoji, FB's confession. The one person she trusted betrayed her. She may never recover. But were Tenoji's actions really a betrayal? I'm not quite convinced. Something felt off back there. Rounders who complete their missions are eliminated, no exceptions. That's what FB said. But in the case, why wasn't Mocha killed?
なあ萌かもしかしたら FB はお前を生かそうとしたのかもしれない。あの人はお前を見捨てたんじゃなくて
Wow.
突き放して生かそうとしたのかも。
That does sound like something Mr. Brown would, do. This may just be wishful thinking. We'll never know FB's true intentions. But I want to believe that Tenoji did care for her, that there was a place for Mocha somewhere. What am I doing? Why am I trying to comfort Mocha? Maybe I'm just soft.
Okabe, 今すぐ D メールを送るべきよ。
Kiryu's expression is grave.
今を逃すといろいろ面倒なことに巻き込まれるかもしれないから。
Kiryu had the same thought as me.
あんたの目的はマユリを救うことであってセルンへの復讐じゃないでしょ。私たちが作ったタイムリープマシンのせいで犠牲が出るのは気持ちのいいことじゃない。
ああそうだな。
FB's phone is in my possession. There's no longer any reason to stay on this world line. It's only a matter of time until the police come looking for us. I should send the D-mail immediately so that the world line changes. When I do, the present will be reconstructed. Tenoji will still be alive, Mocha will still be in contact with FB. And at last, the IBN 5100 will return to me. I just need to think about saving Mayuri, and it will all be well.
ダルはもうラボに来ていると思うか。
電話してみる。
I'll send this same message I tried to send earlier from Mocha's phone. Only this time it will be from FB's phone. When Mocha sees it, she'll believe it to be an order from FB. Knowing her dependence on FB, she'll obey without question. The thought of taking advantage of Mocha's vulnerability like this makes me feel nauseous again. How am I any different from FB?
あと5分くらいでラボに着くって。
So we just wait until then.
ねえ、さっき 店長の家でのことだけど。
After closing her phone, Kirsu glances at Mocha and lowers her voice.
私外で見張ってて銃声が聞こえて、その直後ぐらいにあの子の姿見た。
あの子。
I ask even though I already know the answer. There's only one person it could be.
なえちゃん。家の裏口から走り去っていった。呼び止めようとしたら目があったわ。
Kirsu bites her lip as if fighting an unpleasant memory. It happened right after she heard the gunshot. If that's true, then Nay saw her father die. She saw her father die and ran away. Okay, this is gonna be absolutely insane. There's a knock on the door. Someone's here. Who? Mocha, who had been squatting by the entrance, slowly lifts her head. I have a very bad feeling about this. The timing's too perfect. Today, Kiryu Mocha dies. This world line has already approved that fate. Has it come for her already? Mocha reaches for the doorknob.
よせ、開けるな。
I try to stop her, but it's too late. Mocha already turned the doorknob. The door opens slowly, and there stands
こんにちは。
an innocent greeting. A child's voice familiar, but she could be a secret agent, and that's why she pushed Mayuri on the tracks. As crazy as that is to kind of say. How did she find this place? How did she get here? Why did she come here? She ran away. Our eyes met. Right after I heard the gunshot. Yep, this is crazy. Nay steps up to Mocha. Mocha's body blocks my view. This is... She is evil. Little Chipmunk is evil. The next instant, Mocha drops to her knees like a puppet whose strings were cut. An innocent laugh. Hands dyed with blood. A cleaver in her hand.
嘘でしょ。
嘘じゃない。
Nay's lip twists into a victorious sneer. She looks straight at me, her eyes burning with intense hatred. Those aren't the eyes of a child. What's going on here? Is this really Nay?
私は許さない。
The venom in her voice chills me to the bone.
父さんを死に追いやったお前たちを絶対に許さないから。私がこの手で殺してやるまで許さないから。
Kiryu and I stare in shocked silence. Neither of us can move a muscle.
岡部倫太郎。
A severe chill runs through my body as if cold fingers just caressed my spine.
お前は15年後に殺す。それまで怯えて待ってなさい。
I'll come for you in 15 years. That's a crazy thing to say. Nay tosses the knife away and leaves, laughing all the while. Okay. I hear the sound of her footsteps pattering down the stairs. Soon they fade away, leaving us in silence.
今のはなんだ。
I wonder if I missed the world line.
悪魔か。
I'm pretty sure I didn't, but
何かが。
I might have to fast forward through another route. My entire body is shaking. I have to struggle just to move a finger.
いや、それよりも萌香が。
Mocha's clothes are soaked in blood. There's a gaping wound in her abdomen where Nay stabbed her.
落ち着け。
Kiryu yells for me to come to my senses, and then she takes out her phone.
桐生さんの容体を見て、私は救急車を。あ、待って。それより先に D メールを送ってしまった方がいいのかもしれない。
This has to be the point right here. In Mocha's timeline, is she just dies? Even now, Kiryu is calm. I feel an irrational surge of anger at her composure, but I know that she's right. Once I send the D-mail, this world line will be undone. I know that, but still, I run to Mocha's side. Sad music time. When I lift her up in my arms, I see that her chest is already covered in blood.
萌か
She's my enemy.
しっかりしろおい
She killed Mayuri.
聞こえるか萌か
I can't understand her. I can't forgive her. And yet, I can't help but call her name. Because in a way, she's just another victim too. Mocha slowly opens her eyes. Her eyes are blank and unfocused. She's fading fast. She tries to speak, but her voice catches in her throat. I bring my ear closer to her lips.
私はあなたの大切な人を殺したから
Yes, he did, countless times. Not on this world line, but on others.
罰よ
That's sad. This is the outcome that the world wished for.
ごめんなさいごめんなさい
I silently squeeze Mocha's hand. Mocha doesn't squeeze back. She no longer has the strength.
私にとっては FB しかいなくて私にとっての居場所そこだけで守るためなら殺す恨まれて当然ごめんなさい
許すよ
The words come to my lips unbidden. But as soon as I speak them, I understand why. Mocha does not kill Mayuri on this world line. Even if she could, it would not happen until tomorrow. This Mocha, the one dying in my arms, is innocent. And yet, even now, she says I'm sorry. How can I not answer her?
許す
Perhaps the words are meaningless. Forgiving Mocha will not cure Nei's hate, neither will Mocha's death. I don't even know if I truly mean what I'm saying. But still, I remember what Kirisu said. My goal is to save Mayuri, not avenge her. So that's why we're here in this moment.
お前を許す
The anguish seems to fade from Mocha's face. Her eyes slowly close. A tear slides down Mocha's cheek. Her hand slips from my grasp. She is no longer breathing. Biting my lip, I lay Mocha to rest on the floor. I place her purple phone in her hands.
岡部
Kirisu calls to me in a weak voice.
D メールを送るべきだと思うもう準備はできてる
I wonder if he'll give me the choice. I really hope I didn't screw up. Mocha and FB are gone, but Mayuri's fate remains unchanged. The universe still desires her death.
なあクリスティーナ D メールを送ってダイバージェンスが変わったら萌香はそこで生きていると思うかそれとも死んだままだと思うか
あんたが言っていたアトラクタフィールド理論で考えるならダイバージェンスが 1% 以上なら生きている確率は高くなるごめんこんな思いやりもクソもない言い方しかできなくて
いやいいんだ
I stand up. Mocha's blood clings to my hands. It won't come off even when I wipe with a tissue. I stop trying to take out FB's phone. I nod to Kirisu. She calls Daru and tells him to activate the phone wave name subject to change. I take one last look at Mocha's body lying there. Causality is a strange and terrifying thing. At the beginning of all this, Mocha killed Mayuri. But now Mocha lies dead while Mayuri still lives, all because I changed the past. Mocha, if you're going to apologize for a sin you didn't commit, then I must apologize as well. I'm responsible for twisting your fate. And for twisting the fate of Tenoji Ne. I ruined that innocent girl's life, made her something other than what she was meant to be. Is it okay to just leave her like this? Of course, if I send the email now, this world line will be undone. Okay, so we are at the point of divergence right here. Nei's twisted fate will be corrected. There's no point in worrying about it. I should just think about Mayuri. I shouldn't burden myself with any more problems. Is this really okay? Of course it is. Send the email. That's all I need to do. Why won't my fingers move? Okay. I already know what I need to do. And yet...
Okabe.
I can't.
さっきのあの子、様子が変じゃなかったか。
あの子って、ナイちゃんのこと？
I nod.
まるで別人みたいだった。
15年後に殺すってどういう意味なんだ？
It bothers me. Does she know something? What was she implying?
岡部、気にすることない。D メールを今すぐ送って。それで何もかも解決よ。
I put Epi's phone in my pocket.
見なかったことにはできない。
Nei's crimes is partly my responsibility, and I need to know what she meant when she promised to kill me 15 years from now.
タイムリープする。ラボに戻ろう。
Kirsu sighs, but I pretend not to hear it. We're in a new world line, baby. Or maybe, not yet, but...
というか、敵って。
So now this is our new save. Number 6. Kirsu glances at Mocha, then whispers into my ear.
彼女は敵じゃないの？
今は朝の7時前だな。
は？そうだけど、何よ、いきなり。
After time leaping 4 hours back, I find myself in front of the station. This is right after Mocha and I met up with Kirsu after returning from Narita Airport. After this comes the Tenoji residence. Mocha is standing a few meters away, kicking the dirt in boredom. Mocha was dead just a few minutes ago, but now she's perfectly fine. I feel no surprise. I suppose I've grown accustomed to this particular facet of time travel. After all, I've seen Mayuri come back to life countless times. There's only one thing experience has taught me. Today, Mocha and Tenoji will die, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. I know it's cruel, but I didn't come back here to save them. I don't have the means to, and it's not my problem. The problem is Ne. We arrive in front of Tenoji's house just like we did before I time-leapt. But this time I wait outside with Kirisu. Mocha enters alone, expressionless as ever. While we wait outside, I tell Kirisu what's about to happen. I also tell her to wait a little while after she hears the gunshot and then go inside and take Tenoji's phone. It feels like an eternity passes in silence. And then... Kirisu gasps, her body goes stiff.
本当に銃声が。
I immediately look around. Just as Kirisu told me, I see a girl come out of the window. She walks away quickly, but at the same time taking care not to make a sound. That's not how a child acts after witnessing her father's death. Nate looks over her shoulder. She spears me with eyes full of hatred. That alone is enough to make me shiver. It's pitiful, but a tiny little girl is making me nervous. Something is very wrong here. This Nate is like a completely different person. I wanted to know her true identity. That's why I time-leapt instead of sending the D-mail. Nay is still running, ignoring my calls to stop. I run after her. Out of shape though I may be, I'm still more than a match for a 12-year-old girl. The distance between us quickly shortens. Nay keeps running, occasionally looking back at me and grinding her teeth in a very unchildlike manner. Normally a child being chased by a man will cry and scream like stay away or help. Could this be that she or someone time-leapt into Nay giving her. So that's what happened, basically. That's what I'm thinking. Because the person who used the time machine, who we were like, oh, don't worry about it. This has to be the thing that we have to worry about. But this girl says nothing. The only sound is her heavy breathing. Now, could it be Braun, Mr. Braun, transferring his memories into her? I call out to her once more when she's nearly in arm's reach. Unexpectedly, Nay slows down and eventually stops to catch her breath. Looks like she realized she can't get away. From the sound of her breathing, she must be at her limit. We're alone. Kirsu and Mocha must still be at the house, and the streets are empty thanks to the Oban holidays. Perfect. I was afraid someone might report me as a child molester. Now I can get what I need to know out of the strange girl who looks like Nay. I call out to her as I catch my breath.
お前は本当に天王寺苗か
Nay glares at me as she catches her breath.
お前はこれから桐生萌香を殺すつもりなんだろう
そうよ。
She punctuates her nonchalant reply with a cruel smile. That is not the face of a child.
父親の復讐か
お前と桐生萌香は父さんを殺した。
店長は自殺したんだ自分で頭を打ち抜いたそれに俺たちが行かなくてもあの男は自殺していただろう逆恨みだ
そんなのしたことじゃない。
What?
父さんが死んだ時桐生萌香はその場にいた。でも父さんが死ぬのを止めなかった。だから許さない。お前もだ、岡部倫太郎。あの場にはいなかったけど、お前に関わらなければ父さんは死ななくて済んだ。
Wait, is she blaming me for finding the IBN 5100? How was I supposed to know?
だがお前はすぐには殺さない。殺せないからな。
The tiny little girl, barely half my height, looks up at me with a smile that chills my blood.
お前を殺すのは15年後。それまでせいぜい怯え続けるんだ。
I get on my knees and grab Nay by the shoulders. I hold back my terror and meet her stare for stare. And yet this girl doesn't even flinch.
お前は誰なんだ
She's in Tenoji name.
15年後に殺すってどういう意味なんだ
そのままの意味だよ。お前は15年後に私が殺した。
Killed? Why is she using past tense? Nay laughs once, a harsh and mocking sound. Then she leans in closer to me.
わからないのか？今こう言った？お前は誰なんだって。私は天王寺苗だよ。間違いなくな。ただし私は15年先の記憶まで思い出している。
Mom? No. Did she?
タイムリープを
Nay suddenly whips out a knife, catching me completely off guard. Jeez Louise. Nope. Nay drives the knife into the elbow of my right arm, which was grabbing her shoulder. Blood sprays on Nay's face, but she doesn't even blink. Instead... Okay, Higurashi wannabe. She laughs. Just like how she laughed when she killed Mocha. The intense pain brings me to my knees. For a moment I panic, but somehow I manage to convince myself that I'm fine. I won't die here, I tell myself. This world line won't accept that. It's just like Nay said herself. It's not that she won't kill me, she can't. If she tried, something would surely interfere.
お前を殺した時のこと教えてあげよっか。なんかレジスタンスの創始者とか言ってセルンに歯向かってたみたいだけど、私が拉致して監禁してやって考えつく限りのありとあらゆる拷問を加えてやったよ。お前は痛みに泣きわめきクソとしょんべんをまき散らしながら私に命乞いをした。実に醜かったよ、岡部倫太郎。しょうがないから最後に私自身の手で喉をかき切ってやった後、気が済むまでメット刺しにしたのよ。一 い指したか私でもわからないぐらいにね。それが15年後のお前が迎える最後だ。父さんを殺したお前を待っている運命だ。
Wow. Nate grabs my arm and digs her tiny fingers into the wound. Crazy. My nerves burst into flame, not just in my arm, but throughout my entire body. The pain forces the air out of my lungs in blood-curdling scream. I can't shake off Nate's hands. I can't even move a finger against the pain.
セルンはお前の作ったタイムリープマシンを回収して15年もの間一切手をつけずに保管したままだったんだ。私はそれに目をつけたの。15年後ラウンダーになった私はお前を殺してからそれを使ってここまで戻ってきた。一度にたった48時間しか遡れない欠陥品だから随分苦労したけど。
To travel 15 years in 48-hour increments would take. I can't calculate through the pain.
単純計算で2738回だ。他にもいろいろあったせいで実際の回数はきっと倍以上だけどな。自分が何回タイムリープしたかなんてとっくに忘れたよ。
Well, and then she uses the time leap machine and transfers all her memories into like a 8-year-old body or whatever. Now I get it. When I came to this world line, I went back to the lab after learning of Mocha's suicide. And once I got there, I found evidence someone had used the time leap machine. So that was Nay's final time leap. Nay keeps staring into my eyes as her finger crawls deeper into my wound. I bite my lip in desperate attempt to bear the pain. My blood won't stop flowing. It collects into a puddle and stains the asphalt dark red.
私はこの復讐のためだけに生きてきた。誰にも邪魔はさせない。絶対に桐生萌香も殺してやる。この手でだ。自殺なんてさせるもんか。そんな生ぬるい死に方で逃がしたりはしない。
たったそれだけのために15年もの歳月を遡ってきたのかよ。
She's insane. And it was Mocha and I who made her that way, who turned an innocent little girl into a creature of hatred starved for vengeance. We stole 15 years of her life. 15 years, I can't understand what it's like to live with such hatred for so long.
たったそれだけだと。
Nay slender finger pries deeper into my wound, so deep I can feel her fingers against my bone. Oh, what a weird feeling.
お前たちにとってはたったそれだけかもしれないが、私にとってはお前と桐生萌香を殺すことだけが全てなんだよ。
それで萌香を殺してその後はどうするつもりだ。
その後
遡ってきた15年をもう一度やり直すのか。
そんなものに何の価値がある。価値なんてないんだ。
She does not cry, she does not sneer, her voice is flat and emotionless as she speaks those words. There's nothing more I can say to this 12-year-old girl I destroyed. At last night, let's go my arm. She looks in disgust at her hands, now covered in my blood.
お前は今何もしなくていい。ただ怯え後悔し続けろ、岡部倫太郎。15年後に私が迎えに行く時まで。
I'm powerless to stop her from running away. Dry laughter leaks out of my mouth. That girl's disconnected from causality just like I am. I asked her what she would do after killing Mocha. She didn't answer. The first time she lived those 15 years, all she had was revenge. And after time leaping thousands of times, she exacted that revenge. How will she live those 15 years the second time around? Will she kill me again? Will her revenge be complete then? Or will it continue forever until she forgets why? The thought squeezes my heart like a vice. Does time travel bring nothing but pain? We built a time machine out of curiosity. We were fools. If not for our meddling, CERN would not have targeted us. Aori would not have died. Suzuha would not have had to travel to the past. Ferris would not have lost her father twice. Luca would not have had to forsake his feelings for me, and Mocha would not have been killed by Mayuri. Kiryu runs up to me. She turns pale at the sight of my bleeding arm.
その傷どうしたの？大丈夫？
She kneels in front of me, worries etched on her face.
携帯は
持ってきたけど。
Kiryu hands me FB's phone. I take it and start typing out the mail with my left hand.
ねえ、説明してよ。その傷はどうしたの？救急車呼んだ方がいい？
落ち着け。今から D メールを送る。
あ、そうか。世界線が変わればこの傷もなくなるのかな。
Yes, but who cares about my wound? Stop search. Tenoji's death, Mocha's death, and the damage to Nei's soul will all be undone. That's what really matters. PC unneeded. Stand by. I finish the mail and take a breath.
なあ、どうして店長は萌香を殺さなかったんだろうな。
どういうこと？
Any rounder who finds an IBN 5100 is silenced, no exceptions. That's what Tenoji said. In that case, the one who should have been eliminated first was Mocha. She found the IBN 5100 in the first place. And yet Tenoji cut contact with her instead. And when we exposed his true identity, he shot himself, not Mocha.
俺は
It's so he could save everyone.
思うんだ。やっぱり店長は萌香を助けたかったんだよ。
Perhaps that's just wishful thinking. Perhaps I'm just looking for an ounce of comfort in all this suffering. Even if that was Tenoji's intention, it was meaningless. Mocha will die today. Whether by her own or Nei's, it doesn't matter. However,
ベータ世界線ではそうなるといいな。
they are the enemy. I should hate them for killing Mayuri, but in some sense Tenoji, Mocha, and Nei are all just victims of my foolish experiments. I pray that they can live normal lives, at least on the Beta World line. For their sake as well as Mayuri's, I must send this email. I wonder if this is another option.
悪いな、ナエ。
Once this email is sent, the world lines will be undone.
お前の復讐は果たされない。
Nope, I have to do it, okay. Oh, 0.57 now. Interesting. The world shatters, warps, and reforms. Eventually, those sensations disappear and color gradually returns to the world. I find myself standing in the street near the lab. The burning pain in my right arm is suddenly gone. I look down, there's no wound, no blood. Instead, I'm holding a convenience store bag with 2 bottles of Dr. P. I guess it worked. I head straight for Mocha's apartment. When I get there, Mocha opens the door normally and peeks out at me. She looks fine, no signs of despair, no blood stain by the door, no knife either.
岡部君、ここどうやって調べ？
少し時間を潰させてもらうぞ。
I barge into the room. The hour of Mocha's death passes with no sign of Nei. The world line has changed. I don't need an IBN 5100 anymore, Mocha. Mocha's right in front of me, but she sends me a mail. It feels like forever since we last conversed like this.
必要ないとは。
My supervisor told me to stop looking, Mocha.
FB からストップが。
How do you know about FB? Where did you get that information, Mocha? So FB's still alive. I feel relief, but also fear. I mustn't forget that he is my enemy. For now, however, I'm more interested in what Mocha just said. FB canceled her mission to retrieve the IBN 5100?
任務達成はすなわち処分確定。扱いとしては犬っつうより家畜だな。
I recall his last words. Perhaps he canceled her mission so that they wouldn't be eliminated. If that's the truth, then maybe he really was trying to save Mocha. Is it that we don't remember that we just sent the mail to prevent that?
ただ怯え後悔し続けろ岡部倫太郎。15年後に私が迎えに行く時まで。
I wonder what happened to Name. I can't get that childish yet hate-filled voice out of my head. On that world line, I turned an innocent girl into a murderer. I bite my lip hard enough to draw blood. I won't fear you, Nay, nor will I repent. That world line has already been undone. Your vengeance-ridden mind is gone from this world. Now that I've confirmed that Mocha doesn't die and that I have shifted between world lines, the IBN 5100 should already be back in my possession. And if that's the case, then there's no need to stay on this world line either. On the way back to the lab, I stop by the Brontube workshop and peek in through the window. The 42-inch CRT is powered on and Tenoji, FB, is lounging in front of it, reading the sports page. If FB is still alive, his daughter Nei has no reason to hate anyone now. I climb the stairs to the lab. There's nobody there but Kirisu.
桐生萌香のアパートに行ったか。
Kirisu paused her at-channel browsing session to look at me in confusion.
萌香さんのアパート？私が？行ってないけど。
そうか。
どういうことよ。
いや、行っていないならいいんだ。
I cut across the lounge and head straight for the development room. In the middle of the room sits the time leap machine. After I glance at the time leap machine, I scan the shelves. Okarin's been acting strangely lately, so maybe she didn't go to Kamima today. Oh, are you at the lab? Maybe I'll go there now. I haven't seen you in a couple of days, you know. We usually see each other every day, so it's really lonely. I know it's only been 4 days at most, but I'm used to being with you all the time. I'm your hostage, remember? Don't let go. That's kind of sad. There it is, the IBN. A large familiar cardboard box. I was right. Inside the box is the IBN 5100, the legendary retro PC stolen from me by a twist of fate. At last it has returned. The long battle is finally over. I did it. We can save Mayuri.
Come on!
I don't know if that's the case though. I have a feeling that we're still in a different world line. That's not very good. I can't contain my excitement. My heart is beating like a jackhammer. Oh right. In that case, he won't return until evening. I can't wait that long. So I fire up the time machine and leap. But how far back do we go? Oh, we go 2 days back at least, okay. As Shapen Recolored returns to the world, I see Daru in front of his computer sleepily playing a role game. But on that note, I think that is an excellent place to call it for Steinsgate episode 39. So if you like videos like this and want to see more, please like, comment, and subscribe as it really does help out the channel. Let me know down below what you want to see next, and as always, thank you for watching. I've been Boog the Goob. May God bless you and peace.